Hey everyone. I don't know where to look, but hey y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I should say welcome me back to YouTube because it's been a hot minute. I am so happy to be back. I am ready spiritually, mentally, and physically to be back, and I am excited to get into this first video. I really just want to come back just straight into the budgeting. I guess after I put out a couple videos and get my groove back, I'll put up some update videos and things. But right now, I just really want to get to the money, That's what I love to do. I am excited to read y'all comments and see how you all have been doing. But yeah, a couple of things. If you hear something, it's my heater. My classroom is very cold, and honestly, after school, sometimes during planning are the only times when I can film, because when I get home, it's Lauren and it's husband and it's mom, wife duties. And honestly, I'm just tired. So I find that after school or during my planning, it just works better for me. The lighting may not be great, but it's what we're working with. What else? And yeah, so I'm filming after school. This is my classroom, or at least what you can see of it. You may hear the custodian come in, but that's pretty much it. We're just gonna get started. Like I said, I'm so happy to be back. I hope all of you are doing well. And let's go ahead and get started. So if you saw the title of my video, we are coming back, or I am coming back with my October budget setup, getting my husband and I financially ready for October. We have been budgeting digitally since I've been off of YouTube. It's what's worked for us because he can look at it at his free time or on his free time. I can't speak right now. After talking to students all day, I can't speak anymore. But it allows him to look at our budget at his own convenience. We can look at it together. I do still love my paper and pencil. I will get back to that, and I will get back to cash stuffing because we have noticed a significant difference when we don't cash stuff. So we need to get back to that. But right now, digital budgeting, especially for the month, is just my vibe right now. I love it. And as you can see, I created this Google spreadsheet with inspiration from two fellow budgeters here on the tube. Tara from Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. I've been watching her digital budgets and I love them. And also Monet's Money. She does her monthly budgets digitally and I love it. And I got the inspiration from both of those women to create my own with the help of some YouTube tutorials on how to do this, because it is not that easy. I still am not done with it. Like, I want to add a lot more things. So if you're like, ooh, I want this for myself, just give me like a month and I will have it together and I can put it on my website for you all to purchase. But I just want to jazz it up a little bit more and make sure that when you purchase it, this is exactly all you need, right? So I guess you could say I'm a hybrid budgeter now. Is hybrid the right word? I would say, yeah, hybrid. I do digital and paper budgeting and of course cash stuffing. So I'm excited to get into it. Let's start with our monthly budget. I will go over how the spreadsheet works while I am putting in the numbers, just so this video isn't too long, because I do need to get Lauren in like 45 minutes. Okay, so, but just in case you're wondering, husband, Lauren, me, we are great. We are happy. We are lifing, okay? Ever since my husband and I got married, it just seems like, one, the enemy has been attacking us left and right with a bunch of things financially and spiritually and marriagely. And two, adulting. It's just real. It is just real, and I think I just needed to take a step back. But now I'm back. So, all right, let's get into it. So for my October monthly budget, how my spreadsheet works is I just click on this month every time there's a new month and I just go through which month it is. Of course, we're in October. I'm filming this on October 2nd, which is a fun fact, my 1 year anniversary of teaching. So yay. Not sure how I like it still, but we are here, right? We're here. And then I just put in my start and end date for the month. Of course, the start and end date, well, not of course, because everyone's start and end date is different, but our start and end date is from the first to the last day of the month. My husband and I, we both get paid the same day every 2 weeks, which makes budgeting a lot easier. So we're not weekly budgeting or anything, it's just strictly every 2 weeks. So the first thing we're going to do is start with our income sources, and then I will move on to explain more of how this works. So my husband, he makes on a monthly basis, or at least this month, because he received his paycheck already, so I kind of know what the actual is, but I don't know what his actual income will be for the next paycheck. So half of the month I know, the other half I don't. So I'm budgeting based off of that, $2,361. And for me, every 2 weeks I make $2,000, so that's going to be $4,000 for the month. Of course, I always budget on the lower side. I would rather budget on the lower side and know that all of our expenses, right, can fit into the lower side of our income, rather than budget high and once our actual income comes in, we budget. Okay, how am I supposed to say this? I would rather budget lower than budget higher. If I budget higher and we don't receive that income or that amount, then that means that these expenses that I budgeted into that higher income are not going to work. So what I suggest is you always budget for the lowest amount that you will receive or can receive. Make sure that your expenses fit into that lower amount. And if you do happen to make more, great. You could put it towards savings, debt, whatever. But always make sure that what you need to pay throughout the month can fit into the lower amount of your income on the lower side. I hope that made sense. It's been a while since I've explained anything. So hopefully that made sense. Taylorbudgets. I do not expect to make anything this month. Y'all know I haven't been active, which means that there's no consistent income coming from my business, which is okay. We'll get back to it. Lauren's dad, $287 a month. Miscellaneous, $273. I received a reimbursement from my school district. I purchased school supplies and stuff for my classroom at the beginning of the year, so they reimbursed me up to $300, and $273 is what I have spent. Now, just in case you're wondering, because I know when I'm looking at people's incomes, especially couples, I'm like, I want to know more about y'all income. Like, why? So if you're nosy like me, for a teacher, right, I actually got a raise. So I was making less than this when I first started, but teachers have just started getting raises. So now $2,000 a month is what I'm looking at every paycheck, and that is after insurances and all the deductibles that come with it. My husband, yes, he does make significantly lower than I do. That won't always be, but right now he is at an entry-level job because he wants to become a nurse. He has wanted to be in the health field his entire life, and I think that now that he got into marriage and family, he's really starting to get more motivated. And so he took a job where, yes, he makes lower, but it's going to help him in the long run, if that makes sense. So he is on the path to become a nurse. He's getting into nursing school, and this job is just going to equip him more to handle his nursing job. in his job, he's already learning a bunch of things that he will learn once he's going through nursing school. So right now we are making the income work. Of course he wants to make more. Of course I want him to make more, but the path he's on is a good path and I'm happy for him. Yes, it is a struggle working with this amount of income.
Please meet in the cafeteria for a group photo at this time.
Remember, I'm at school, so announcements, it just may happen. There's an event here tonight, so that's what she was talking about. But anyway, what I was saying is basically, in a nutshell, my husband isn't making what he wants to, but he knows that this won't always be. And he's just on a great path with his career. So we are going to ride out this income. Of course, when Taylorbudgets picks back up, more income will come in for us. But right now, we're thankful that what we make can take care of our necessities, can take care of Lauren. She still has everything she needs and wants. We still have food. We could pay our bills, all that stuff. It's just, we just have to be a little bit more frugal with our money these days. Okay, so that's the tea on his income, my income. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are working with a total of $6,921 for the month. Now you can see over here where it says left to budget. This is going to tell me, once I start putting in my expenses, how much I have left to allocate. And I love this little widget here because, especially when you're budgeting digitally, you're like, oh snap, how much do I have left? Gotta check your calculator, whatever. I don't have to do that because it will tell me right here how much of my total income is left to put into expenses. So that is what that does here. Down here where it says income summary, it gives a budget and an actual. So of course we're not doing actual today because the actual amounts go in once the month is over. But this is like a comparison graph. So it's going to show how much my income and all of my expenses are, and then it's going to compare it to what they actually were at the end of the month. So it's just a little visual, I thought it was cute. Actual expense summary, that comes once we fill in the actual amounts, so you won't see anything pop up there today. Budgeted breakdown. These are two different charts that you will see populate once I put in the numbers, and I will break it down for you once they populate. Okay, let's get started with my bills. Tithes is always 10% of my husband and I's income. That's $636. So that's only 10% of these two numbers here. Rent is $1775. Lauren's dance is $108. It used to be $137, but she's taking one less dance class this year. And as you see, as I'm putting in the numbers, this amount is decreasing, telling me how much I have left to allocate. But also here on the expense summary, it's telling me how much I have put towards these certain categories so far. So of course the income was $6,921. It got it from here. But now as I'm putting in my bill amounts, it's adding up how much my bills are. And also what it's doing here is it's adding up percentage wise how much my expenses are according to my income. So of course I've only put in bills, so it's going to say 100% because I haven't put in any other expenses from another category, right? So let's keep going. Lauren's school, we're going to put $230 for the month. So right now it's $175 for aftercare. She has to attend aftercare every day because I work until 4:30. My husband works until 4:35, and aftercare is until 6. So we need aftercare each day so that, obviously, we just work longer than she's in school. So we need the aftercare. And then on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, So 3 days a week, Lauren likes the school lunch. So that extra is for her school lunch. So that's what's it's like $55 extra for lunch a month. It's a lot, but she likes it, and Lauren gets what she wants. Lauren's gymnastics is $80 a month. That is a program her school has. She loves it. She did it last year. It's every Monday after school. She loves it. So we're going to continue it. Our storage is $83 a month. We are in an apartment, so we need a storage unit because we need to store the things that we can't fit in our apartment. Not only can't fit, but we don't need right now. So once we buy a house, we'll be able to delete this storage. We're also not thinking of buying a house in Florida. We're thinking about buying a house in another state, most likely Georgia, because it's cheaper, and all of my family seems to be moving there in the next 2 years. So we're just gonna follow everyone. My dad and stepmom live there now. My husband and I will probably be next, and then my mom and brothers will follow. That's probably how it's going to be because we're very close-knit, and Lauren's dad lives in Georgia, so it will just make the commute for her a lot shorter. But yeah, we are digging Georgia right now. My car is $457 a month. My phone, we're going to put $30 for the month because my mom got us on a new plan. We're no longer with Verizon. She mentioned that every phone line is now $30 a month. She told me this months ago, and she said it should take place this month. So I am going to trust in Spectrum that the information they gave my mom is the information, right? So we're going to put $30, which is great because my phone bill used to be $100 a month, and I didn't like it. But life insurance for me is $51. My husband has life insurance through his job. Apple storage is $3 because I need more storage for my phone all the time. And I know I didn't mention this, it's pretty much self-explanatory, but for the sake of time, I have filled out all the category names and the due dates just to save time. But of course, when I do put this on my shop, you are able to put whatever you need to fit your lifestyle, right? Legal Shield is $30. This is like a monthly payment I make towards my lawyer. I do have a lawyer right now because, like I said, life been lifing, and we just need help from a lawyer. I'm just going to keep it at that. Not my husband and I, but I need help. So my lawyer is great. We've been working together since, I would say, late last year, and it's been good. Usually when you need a lawyer, or at least for me, just the thought of needing a lawyer is very stressful, but the situation or the circumstance hasn't been as stressful as I think it could be if I didn't have her. So I'm happy with that. Of course, this is not all I pay her, but this is like just for like the plan in the company. My husband's phone is $100. Internet is $77 a month. Electricity is $75 a month, and that is the lowest it can be. Remember, the highest it could be. So when it comes to my income, I budget on the lower side. When it comes to my bills and expenses, I budget on the higher side. I would rather budget higher than lower for my expenses because I know that I can accommodate, or my income can accommodate for the highest amount my bill or my expenses could be. If I budget on the lower side for any of my expenses and they're actually higher, where am I going to get that money from? So I budget high for expenses, low for income. My husband's car, $442. Renter's insurance is $18. Netflix is $27. I pay for Netflix. My best friend and her family use my account. My brothers and my mom use the account. Of course, we use the account at home. So yeah, a lot of people use the account, and I guess I've just always paid for it, so I'm still paying for it. But the good thing is we don't have to pay for Hulu, which we watch a lot as well. my best friend pays for Hulu, and she just, we swap accounts. You know how it is. Apple Watch protection is $3. SeaWorld is $16. Yes, we still go to SeaWorld. Lauren has been not as interested in SeaWorld as she used to be, but when we go, she always has a good time, so we may cancel it. Car insurance is $3.74. Peacock is $4. I have the teacher plan for Peacock, and with the teacher plan, it's like $6 off a month, so of course I took advantage of that. And the teacher union, I pay $66 a month. It is pretty pricey. It's $33 bi-weekly. It's pretty pricey, but it's beneficial. So if anything happens at school where you need to be represented, this is what it's for. And with how school is going these days, you need it. So in total, it's $4,685 for my bills. As you can see here, $4,685, $4,685. And of course, this has populated to $4,685. And also here, $4,685. Let's move on to our variable expenses. So hopefully in my next video, you will see me not only budget for our first paycheck in October, but budget for, but also cash stuff. Groceries is $600 a month. I'm gonna move quicker because the battery on my Mac is dying and I didn't bring the charger. Home stuff is $50. Eating out is $200. We honestly have been eating out less. So when I used to film, this budget probably would have been a lot higher and the grocery budget would have been a lot lower because we used to eat out more than we cooked at home. But now I cook more than we eat out. And it's honestly because I love to cook now. I just kind of randomly got an interest in cooking and I do it for self-care. And I also am never told I need to cook or expected to cook, so that makes it a little bit more enjoyable. My husband's never like, hey, when are you going to cook? No, it's just like, hey, when I cook, we cook. If we don't, he cooks, or we just go out to eat. But I've been loving cooking and trying new recipes, and honestly, I'm pretty bomb at cooking. Yay me, because I used to suck at cooking, y'all, but I'm just thankful to God because I'm like, all of a sudden I got married and I just love to cook and what? But we're just going to run with it because it saves us money. So your girl's been cooking a lot more. Gas, $180. So that's $90 every 2 weeks for both of our cars. Spending, $200. Haircuts is $40. So $40 is for one of my husband's haircuts. He usually gets 2 a month, but he decided to not get a second one this month because he wanted to put that money into his own personal spending for soccer. He plays soccer a lot, or not a lot, but he wants to start playing more pickup games, and those pickup games cost. So he decided to sacrifice one haircut to play a couple pickup games. So that's what he decided to do. $20 for blessings, $40 for miscellaneous, and we do not budget anything for unbudgeted. Unbudgeted usually means that it's something that we did not expect. And because we did not expect it, we decide to rely on our checking account cushion. What is a checking account cushion? If you don't know, it's a certain amount of money that stays in your bank account just in case something unexpected happens. So no, we don't budget for it because it's not something that we are necessarily planning to spend money on. But if we do need to spend money on it, we are going to document it, but we're also going to get that money from a checking account cushion. So that's just money sitting in our account just in case anything happens. Like we just found out Lauren has a school trip, a field trip, and a project. Those things cost money. So because we didn't budget for it, that came up after our monthly budget. We may have to put that in unbudgeted, but also get that from our checking account cushion. Once we get our finances more in check and start paying off debt and make more income, maybe we will start adding to our checking account buffer. But for now, we are happy with where it's at. And we're good. So total for variable expenses is $1,330. You can see that up here as well as down here. And now it has populated that variable expenses is 22% of our income now. We're going to move on to debt and then get into savings. Debt is, the first debt I have is National Debt Relief. That's $430. So quickly about National Debt Relief. That is a program that I joined because they're going to help me settle my debt a lot quicker so that I can pay less over time. I got into a little bit of credit card debt, roughly about $25,000, and I found that I was paying more in interest than the minimum payments, which has frustrated me to no end. So I decided to join this program so that they can help me. So I used to pay a little over $1,000 each month just in minimum payments, but now I'm paying $430 a month, and this program is going to help me settle the debt not in 10 plus years, but in 4. And of course, once I start making more money, I can pay it off quicker, but I found that this is working for me. It's working for our budget, and right now we are happy with it. In another video, I will explain more, but just for the sake of time, that is what NDR is National Debt Relief, and so far, so great. The IRS is $129 a month. I am paying back for business taxes because life has been lifing. So when taxes came around, I didn't have the money anymore because life has been lifing. It just seems like so many financial obligations and responsibilities have come up, which has taken away from all the money that we had saved and that I had saved for Taylorbudgets. The only thing we still have intact is a $1,000 emergency fund. And of course, we still have Lauren's college fund intact. And now we're starting over with our house fund at about $500. So when I say life has been lifing, it's been lifing. I'll go more into it, how it has impacted us spiritually and mentally and emotionally in another video. But just know that it has been me. It's not even been my husband. I have just been struggling. So now I am on this journey of becoming consumer debt free again. I used to be. So all I had was student loans and car. Now I have student loans, car, and a buttload of credit card debt, and now tax debt. But we're going to get through it in Jesus' name. Affirm is $42 a month until I pay it off, which should be soon. So in total, it's $601 for debt, which is now 9% of my income. Our income. I have to get used to saying that. Our income. 20% is variable expenses and 70% is bills. So these numbers are going down as I'm adding more expenses in. Another chart I haven't gone over yet is our variable breakdown. So what I like to know is how much is going towards each of my variable expenses. So based off of this $1,330 for my variable expenses, 45% is groceries, 3 or 4% is home stuff, 15% eating out, 13% is gas, 15% spending, and 3% in miscellaneous. So this just breaks down the variable part a little bit more, which I like. Okay, so let's see how much I have left to budget. $305. So see, we don't need a calculator. It does all the calculations for you. We are not putting anything into my Roth IRA right now. We are going to focus on savings because Christmas is coming up. Lauren needs clothes and shoes bad, real bad. And I need to save up for birthdays. We have 2 birthdays this month. So we're going to put $100 in birthdays, $100 in Lauren's needs, $100 for holidays, and then we'll just put $5 in our home. If we make more money, we will adjust these numbers, of course, but right now, this is what we need. Lauren needs more clothes, so I've been shopping on Shein for her because those clothes are really cute. We have 2 birthdays, one October 8th, one October 16th. And then holidays, of course, Christmas is coming up. And then we just put the rest towards our home because that is what we want to save towards. We have $1,000 in our emergency fund, so we're going to keep that in our high yield savings and allow it to build up interest. But yeah, that is what we're working with right now. So you can see with that $305 in savings now, we no longer have anything left to budget, which means we have allocated our entire income. So you can see here that from our entire income, 67% for bills, almost 20% for variable expenses, almost 9% for debt, and 4.5% roughly for savings. So that is what we're looking at for our income. Oh my gosh, I can't talk tonight. Like I said, I'm still working on this spreadsheet, so it's just in the building stages, but right now it works. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. But as you can see, as I've been adding, this graph has been populating, so that's cute. These 2 graphs populated, so that's even cuter. But yeah, that is it for our monthly budget. I hope you all enjoyed it. See, my battery's dying. I hope you have enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video. I love y'all. God bless y'all. And yeah, bye.